Georges Dussaud's Photography Center, Georges Dussaud's exhibition, What the Earth Gives Us. This exhibition is about Georges Dussaud. Georges is a French photographer. He visited Portugal many times and made photographs of many places. The exhibition is called What the Earth Gives Us. It has 5 rooms with many photos. The photos show some old people and what they used to do in the past. We have photos about harvesting olives, chestnuts, wine and potatoes. This exhibition has 100 photos. We chose 25 photos. At the beginning of the exhibition, we have a wall text. Let's read it. The writer, Miguel Torga, wrote the book Portugal. He thought Trás-os-Montes was a tough and hard land. It's a cold and hot land. The farmers worked in this land for many years. They planted bread and wine. They sow potatoes and chestnuts and produce olive oil and cork. Cork is the bark that we remove from the trees called cork oaks. We can see all of this in Georges' photos that show different years, events and places. His photos show the farmers and the lands. There are men that work the land. There are women who cut the wheat. There are families that harvest chestnuts and potatoes. There are workers on the Doura's vineyards. There are shepherds and herds in search of food on the fields. There are allotments and olive groves. Olive groves are groups of olive trees, those trees that produce olives. There are oxen and tractors. There are meals eaten in rest breaks. Georges Dussaud took many photos in his travels. He photographed Trás-os-Montes, Douro, Minho and Alentejo. He likes the farmers very much. Georges' exhibition at the Photography Center has 100 photos. These photos were taken between 1980 and 2016.
Photo 1, Georges Mountain, 1983. There are 2 piles of corn. There are sheep and a goat. We also see a house of stone, where they dry the maize. We have houses and hills in the background. Photo 2, Jolde, Minho, 1991. I like the landscape. We see a cow grazing. Some gentlemen dig the earth with a mattock. A mattock is a tool for digging up earth. There is a man dancing because he is happy. He is happy because he is not working. This photo is naughty. There is also a wall with flowers and branches. Photo 3, Parada, 2016. A man is taking a photo of him and his friend, Pig. The man is looking sideways and the pig is staring straight ahead. It's a clever picture. Photo 4, Barcelos, Minho, 1982. There are 2 bundles of straw. In front, we have a basket with a baby inside. At the time, there were no cots. The baby is resting and napping. The baby is there because the mother is working. We see a few sun umbrellas and a blanket on the floor. It must be spring.
Photo 5, Lapela, Georges Mountain, 1991. The ladies are going to reap the bread. Reaping is cutting the grain with a sickle. A sickle is a tool for cutting grain. The ladies have sickles. They're all happy except the one at the back. They have aprons over their skirts and scarves on their heads. This older lady looks like my grandmother. Photo 6, Agrelos, Barroso Mountain, 1981. That woman has a jug of wine on her lap. This couple is dancing. They are flirting and laughing. They tell each other little secrets. They just want to drink and dance after work. Photo 7, Paramio, 2015. I had a flock of sheep. I used to go out with a flock because I was a shepherdess. My flock was that big. We had 100 sheep. I was scared of the sheep. This white-haired lady is a shepherdess. She is the granny. Photo 8, Negrões, Barroso Mountain, 1982. The gentleman is covered with a cloak of hay. It is wearing it because of the rain. My father wore a cloak like this. The sheep and goat are at the back. There is a boy with a black coat. Photo 9, Frades, Louroco Mountain, 1982. This is my grandmother, and the other lady is my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother carries a lamb on her lap. My grandmother carries 2 lambs under her arms. The lambs have just been born, or they were tired. There are many trees and meadows around. Meadows are wetlands where pasture grows. Photo 10. Torreng, Georges Mountain, 1983. We see an old lady with a spindle and 2 sheep. Spindle is an instrument used for spinning linen or wool. The lady seems to be in a cemetery because of the crosses around her. When people died, they placed crosses in those places. It's a stone pathway where the lady took the sheep out to graze. There were many crosses.
Photo 11. Lagomar, 2017. The dogs are guarding the sheep. One dog is small and the other is bigger. The big dog is kind of sad. He wants his owner, but the shepherd is not there. The sheep are sleeping inside the fence, or they are waiting for the shepherd. Photo 12. Quinta Calém, Alto Douro, 1988. There are 7 men treading grapes to make wine. In the old days, there were no machines, and people had to tread the grapes with their feet. The men are holding on to each other, so they don't fall. They are dressed with matching shirts. Some men have watches on their wrists, others don't. We've trodden the grapes, and we like it. Photo 13. Quinta da Rosa, Alto Corvo, 1988. We have 3 men and 1 girl, treading the wine with their feet. The wine looks as if it's black. The girl is sad. Her arms are crossed. She is thinking about life and her future. She's not enjoying treading the wine. Photo 14. Quinta Cimo de Sande, Baixo Corvo, 1988. 5 people are turning a press. A press is a machine that crushes products, such as wine or olives. This press is for wine. The men help each other. They are inside an enclosed space with white walls. Photo 15. Quinta do Infantado, Douro, 1985. There is a row of baskets full of grapes. Behind the row, there are men wearing hats. They carry the baskets on their backs. They will unload the grapes onto the ox cart. Then they take the grapes to the winery to be trodden. It is a very difficult job.
Photo 16. Quinta do Noval, Douro, 1985. There is a row of 8 men standing in the shadows. They have their coats on their heads so they don't get too hot in the summer. The men are waiting for their bosses. They are sad and tired. No one is smiling. The men want to go home and rest. This light is from the evening sun. Photo 17. Baixo Corvo, Régua, 1986. There are 3 gentlemen on a path. We see a carboy and a bag on the path. 2 men are cutting the shoots to burn them. Shoots are thin wine twigs. We are already at the end of the wine harvesting season. Photo 18. Osilhão, Nogueira Mountain, 1987. There are many people under a tree harvesting olives. There is a cow and a boy at the back of the photo. It's winter. It's cloudy and dark. We have also worked on olives. Photo 19. Negrões, Barroso Mountain, 1982. A man is picking potatoes to take it home. The potatoes are under the hay piles. Another person is tying the bags. These piles preserve the potatoes during the winter. Preserving means storing the products so they don't get spoiled. At the back, we see Portuguese broom and a pile of hay. Portuguese broom are shrubs with yellow and white flowers that are seen in the hills and are used to make brooms. We have also harvested potatoes. Photo 20. Negrões, Barroso Mountain, 1982. This photo is about potato harvesting. The men are hoeing. Hoeing is to open up the land with a wooden and metal tool. Women are pulling the potatoes out of the ground. It's hard work and it breaks your back. It's summer, but it's a foggy day.
Photo 21. Espinhozela, Montezinho Mountain, 2013. There's a puppy in a pickup truck with many bags around it. The dog is covered with the bags. The bags are from the chestnut harvest. The dog is looking straight ahead, so quiet it doesn't even move in the cold. Photo 22. Terroso, Montezinho Mountain, 2013. 5 men are harvesting chestnuts. Some are smoking a cigarette. They are picking up the clean chestnuts and gathering the chestnuts into a cassolo.
Cassolo is a name used in Trás-os-Montes, which means a bucket. Small chestnuts go into a bucket and the big ones go into another bucket. Then they take the chestnuts to the warehouse to weigh them. Photo 23. Lagomar, Montezinho Mountain, 2013. This is the photograph at the entrance of the exhibition. This lady is the grandmother under a chestnut tree. She has lots of chestnuts in her hands to show us. She's all happy. Photo 24. Lagomar, Montezinho Mountain, 2013. We see crosses in the middle of many trees and then a path that leads to God. In the middle of the bush, there is a cross of someone who died. People worked in open fields in the past. Often a lightning bolt came, they would die, and a cross was put there. Photo 25. Fontes, Montezinho Mountain, 2013. There are two gentlemen here and my grandmother. My grandmother is thinking about the party, but she's almost asleep at the table. We have wine glasses, apples, and chorizo on the table.
Technical acknowledgments. Visit created and validated by Carlos Neves, Filipa Vaz, Guida Marcos, Isabel Fernandes, Isabel Mouta, José Francisco Nascimento, Lúcia Pereira, Manuel Afonso, Miguel Cifrósio, Mónica Santos, Nelson Saraiva, Paulo Sá, Sérgio Rabassal, Solange Cordeiro. Facilitators: André Oliveira, Daniela Paes, Cláudia Martins, Cátia Broco, Sandra Belchior. With the support of the Santos Mártires Academy. And ASCUDT, Socio-Cultural Association of Disabled People of Trás-os-Montes, Bragança. Project Culture for All Bragança, Norte 074230FSE 000058 of Bragança City Council, implemented by the Polytechnic Institute of Bragança. Easy Read European logo, Inclusion Europe. More info on www.inclusioneurope.eu/easy-to-read. The voices in this audio are from José Luís de Castro, Sione Barbosa, Ricardo Santos, Nazaré Cardoso, Cláudia Martins. Sound edition by André Pinho.